Hi there. So, this is my 2015 Honda Stateline VTX1300. Now, I decided I'm going to make a video because I bought some things for my bike and I searched YouTube and the internet for some hints on installing some of the stuff, and I couldn't find anything specifically for my bike. So I could find earlier years, but they're a little different, the earlier years. So I decided, okay, I'll just do a video as I install everything and maybe it'll help someone else. So I already installed the backrest. I'll do another video on that because there were things I kept searching. Well, how do I do this? How do I do this? I couldn't find it. So I'll do a video on that. Right now I'm installing the Memphis Shades Batwing fairing. There it is. And with the Memphis Shades Batwing fairing, when you buy it, you got to buy everything separately. So you got to buy the shade, you got to buy the fairing, the mounting kit separately, and the windshield. Here's the windshield. It's a 12-inch windshield. Hopefully that'll keep the wind off me on the highway. Okay, so let's get to it. First, we turn that over. So there's the two mounting spots. On this mounting kit, here's these parts, two brackets go on the Batwing fairing. This is the left-hand side. It mounts like that, right there. And the other one mounts right there. So, let's get to it. Okay, so take these off. Washer there, washer there. So, I'll install these. There, that's pretty simple. So now I'll do the other side. Looks like I have a bag of parts here. What are these parts? Oh, that's for the windshield. So, take the other one off. And we'll put this on like so. Go back on with the washer. I'm not going to tighten these yet because they're slotted, so it looks like, I mean, you can adjust it where it needs to be. So I'm just going to put these on like finger tight right now, so later I can adjust everything and then tighten it down where I need it. Okay, so those are installed. These two brackets, those are the quick release brackets. Pretty simple. So now these, they go on the forks right here and here. But before I do that, it says I need to relocate two turn signals down below. So I guess that's what I will do first. Okay, so first thing, it says we got to remove the brackets for the turn signals. So there's a bolt right here, and here's on the other side right there. So we're going to have to remove that. It looks like this I think is an 8mm, and the other side here is a 10mm. So let's get to that. 8 and 10. Oh. Okay. That came off pretty easy. Just trying to get the nut without dropping it. Set that down. Okay. So we'll take that little bracket off there. Then we need to take this, there's a, right here, there's a bolt. It holds the wiring for the turn signal and everything. It says we got to take that off. And that is a 12mm. Okay. So there's all of that. Get that wires out of there. Okay, there. That's the turn signal wire right there. It had to come out of there. Okay. That bolt over there. Now we will go do the turn signal on the other side. That bolt off of there, and the bracket is off. See, there's the bolt, and that's the bracket that holds the turn signal on. Okay, so there we are. I don't know if you have to remove this one or not. I think it says you don't have to. But I think I will. Is that 12mm? I mean, it's just one bolt, not a big deal. So there's that bolt. Okay. Turn signals are loose and I can now reposition them. Okay. We'll get you doing that. Okay, so now I can actually put these bolts that hold the bracket for the wiring back in. Just need to okay. Get in there. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, there's that one. Now I can put the other wire holder back. Now I wonder if it wouldn't be easier to leave these off for a minute. Yeah, actually I am going to leave that off for just a minute while because, okay, so I got to remove this turn signal and reroute it so it's not binding. There. Okay, yeah, because I'm rerouting this. Yeah, I had to just move this around the clutch cable so that this the wiring for the turn signal is free. Okay, so now, yeah, I can put that bolt back. Yeah, it was probably a good idea leaving that bolt out for just a minute to do that. Gave me a little more room. Okay. Back. Okay. That clamp is tight again. Okay, so there's that side. You know, I should have left this off. To make it easier again, doing the same thing I did before. Now it says, in the instructions, it actually says you don't have to take this side off for the clamp that holds the lines, but it's appearing to me it makes it much easier if it's movable. So, try and get this. I need to move the handlebars a little. There we go. Okay, there we go. So, there. And put the turn signal back into place, and this turn signal wire is nice and free. Okay, so I can put the clamp back on. Now what it says, the bracket here for the turn signal it says the throttle side one, move it over to the clutch side, and the clutch side, move it over to the throttle side and turn it over. So that's what we're going to do here. So okay. Okay, get that back in just a second. Okay, so now we're putting this bracket on. So like I said, you take the throttle side and bracket, move it to the clutch side, move it to the throttle side, and you invert it. So, because it was like this on the other side, because it was on the top. So it's gonna be like this on the bottom. And make sure the wire for the turn signal is in this little recess for the wiring. You put the bolt hole. Now one thing, if you know, there's a split right here on this tree fork for the tree. This tab right here needs to go in that little split. And that's what holds it in place. So, put that in there. And slide it down. It's not going in, just what's holding this up. There we go. Get that out of the way. Put that in, and like I said, slide that down into that split. And then we can put the bolt back in. Okay. Okay, that turn signal is good. So now we move over to the other side and we do the same thing. Okay, so now we're on the other side to install this. So, a little bit of a different angle here to maybe see better. So there, we take our little bracket, invert it that way from the other side. Make sure the wire's in this hole for the wiring. Put this bracket back in place. And this split right here, we need to slide it down. Come on. Okay. Make sure that's in the split because that's what keeps it in place. Okay. Now put the bolt back in. Okay, that's not in all the way. What's holding that up? Something's holding it up. Is it this wire? There we go. You know, let me do this. Keep it into place. I'll just put the bolt in finger tight. Put the nut on. See, that's why, if you notice, that's why this goes in the crease, because it can move. So that's what keeps it. There we go. Perfect. And tighten that up. Okay. Nice and tight. And that's in place. You got your wiring free from here so that it's not binding or anything. Okay, now we're ready to put the brackets on. Okay, so now we got these two clamps that go on the forks over here and here that we will install. It says, so you just take out this bolt there and they slide apart. Pretty cool. Okay, so the way you do it, I don't know if you can tell very good. See, these slide like this. There we go. They slide together like that. You put them, this in the groove, depending on how big your fork is. Mine needs the biggest. And just slide it on. And then when it's on, you put the bolt through there. Okay, so it says this bolt goes on coming from the outside of the bike. So we'll put that on here. We'll put two on each side. It can be tricky getting that lined up to slide together. There we go. Come on. Okay, that slid together, that one. Put the bolt in. I won't tighten them yet. Okay, push that down. Now for the other one. Take that bolt out. Slide them apart. And slide it back up. And put the bolt in finger tight. So what it says is to put them, the top one is about 1/2 inch from the top of the fork. I mean, I'm just doing it. It says 1/2 inch. And then 2 inches apart. Okay, that one's 1/2 inch. That one's 2 inches. And these are going to be the bracket, or the spot where the mount that we put on the Batwing is going to latch onto the bike. Okay, so we will repeat that for the other side. They didn't need to put these on as tight as they did. There we go, that one's coming undone. Now for the other one. Now, one thing I noticed putting these on the bike, if you try and sit there and slide it on the bike, it's kind of difficult. Now, if you kind of put this just at the tip, put it at an angle and slide it, it'll work a little better. And then slide it up all the way. I don't know, that's what I found. So, okay. Come on, slide. There's that. Okay, now the next one. Okay, gets it started. Yeah, that works better if you like do what I said there. Put it, the bottom part, just put it in at a little angle and then push it over, and then slide it up. That works better. Okay, now we will position it temporarily. I'm not, like I said, I'm not tightening them yet. That is 1/2 inch from the top, and this will be 2 inches from the top one. Does that move? No. Just a tad. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now it is telling me to latch the Batwing onto there, onto those clamps we just put on the forks, and then we will adjust the height and everything on the Batwing. Cool, we're getting there. Okay, so you start out with, you put the lower clamp. Oh, okay, yeah, because they're not tight, it's going to be tricky. I can tell that already. Yeah, trying to line these things with the clamps loose is tough. Ah. Yeah, this is not easy. So, shoot. Okay, I think I got that side on. So come over to this side. And okay, got that, both of those in, and then this latch right here you push down and that's clamped. You got to make sure that's down all the way. Okay. So now, oh, the other side isn't clamped onto the bracket correctly. Came off. So, okay, there we go. Okay, so now all we do, we will adjust this and tighten everything down. Okay, I've finished the adjusting of the fairing. Now what I did, I measured down 1/2 inch up from here on both sides and tightened everything down there and there. And then on the inside, the mounting plates on the for the mounts on the fairing itself, what I did, I put it all the way down and tightened them all down. So now that's how I have it, and so we'll see. Maybe when I ride it, there may be I don't know if there needs to be right here anything. I don't know. If there needs to be a gap or no gap. We'll see when I ride it, if it affects anything. So there's that. Yeah, right now I'm going to leave it black, just so I can ride. Maybe this winter, when I'm not riding it, maybe I'll get it painted to match the bike. So, okay. There it is. Now to mount the windshield. Okay, I'll go get that. Okay, so now installing the windshield. Now the way this tells us to do it, it comes with the mounting hardware. You have these little plastic, they call them acorn nuts. They say that goes through the hole in the back of the windshield. Then you'll have like a washer and bolt right here. So that goes in from the front. So the hole, you put that in there, and then there you go. Now repeat for, it looks like it's held on with 3 bolts. Okay. There's the third. Okay, tighten these up, and it tells you many times, many places. This is all plastic. Do not over tighten the windshield. So right now I'm just going a little finger tight. and I may give it a little snug. Okay, everything's finger tight there, so now I'll just do a little snug. About a quarter turn. Okay. There we go. Okay. So there it is. There's my Memphis Shade Batwing fairing, and that's a 12-inch windshield with the gradient that starts tinted below and clear up at the top. And you can get it different colors also. So you get it blue or red, green, lots of different colors. I think that looks nice. See, there's 3 bolts. And on the back side, it's just these little plastic, they call them acorn nuts. Okay. I think that looks nice. Yeah, so when I go ride it, I'll test it to see if I need to adjust it more. Yeah, I don't know if the wind will come in around the headlight or not, if I need to do something there. But we'll see when I ride it. Okay, well there you go. The Memphis Shades Batwing installed on a 2015 Honda Stateline. Okay,